Hi guys, Black is here, and I have a couple stories about fuel economy. All right, my first story is this. I had a friend growing up, went to high school with him. His name was Robert. He was really, really smart. This guy finished school early. I mean, here I am, got kicked out of high school, and he finished early. How were we friends? I don't know, we just got along. Anywho, well, at least until I tried to touch him. He didn't care much for that. But anyway, Robert, well, again, he was real smart. So he goes out and he wanted for some reason, he wanted a 3500 Chevrolet 4-door, long bed, 2-wheel drive with a 5.7. And I don't remember what year it was, but it was between 96 and 2000. And I know this because it had the Vortec 5.7. And when this actually, I think it was 96. Because when it came out, when I found out he had this truck, I wanted to drive it because I knew it had that 5.7 engine in it. So he let me drive it around the block. And I remember thinking, damn, this truck is heavy as hell. But it had the 5.7. Back then it had 255 horsepower. And at that time, it was probably the most power I had ever driven in a small block or a 350, whatever. And even, I mean, you could feel the power, but you could also feel how heavy the truck was. Well, anyway, Robert started complaining about it burned a lot of gas. And someone told him he needed a tune-up. And I'm like, dude, you don't need a tune-up. Do you have a check engine light? He's like, no, I don't have a check engine light. I'm like, well, you don't need a tune-up. And the reason it burns a lot of gas because it's a big ass 4-door heavy duty truck. And you have a powerful engine in there, it's going to burn gas. But he didn't want to believe me because again, he was smarter than me. So he figured he knew, boy. He paid some company to do a tune up. I don't remember what they charged him. $200 something, I think. And the truck burned gas. Then someone told me he needed a fuel injection cleaner. Heavy duty fuel injection cleaner. So he went and got, I think the same company or another company that put heavy duty fuel injection cleaner through the engine. The truck ran the same, okay? Finally, he ends up selling the truck and he bought, I think he bought a Nissan Pathfinder. I think he bought a Nissan Pathfinder. But he didn't know any better. You know, I mean, because I grew up around cars, my dad used to have a regular cab, 2-door, well, I just said regular cab, F250 with a 351, and it was like an 89, and I think it had like 210 horsepower, and that thing drunk gas. So I knew Robert truck would burn a lot of gas. But anyway, again, he sold it. Now, I knew another guy who was in the military, a guy named Leonard. Leonard was fairly average guy, but you know, because he was in the military, he thought he knew everything. A lot of military, especially black people, think you can't tell them nothing. If you wasn't in the military, it's like a black college graduate. If you didn't go to college or you weren't in the military, you can't tell them anything. They know everything, period. So anyway, Leonard goes out, he bought this 15-passenger van because he wanted to take people back and forth to clinics, right? So he bought this big 15-passenger van, Ford van, and it had a 351. I think it was a 91 model. Same engine my dad truck had, the 351, like 210 horsepower. I don't remember exactly, but around that much. And same thing, it burned gas. He thought he needed a tune-up. He asked me to do a tune-up on it. Dude, I'm not touching that truck, van or whatever. So he takes it to a company. They do a tune-up on it, but still burning gas. They told him, you need to run heavy-duty fuel injection cleaner. I'm not joking. That's what they said. He believed it, tried it. It did not work. Still burned gas. And finally, he took it back to the Ford place, and they looked at it because he thought maybe the dealership would know more than anybody else. And they explained to him, you bought a 15-passenger van. I forgot what they said the thing weighed. forgot what they said it weighed, but they said that it's a commercial vehicle. It's going to burn gas. There's nothing you can do about it. They say it's got a heavy-duty front axle, heavy-duty frame, heavy-duty rear axle. It's real heavy, and it's going to burn a lot of gas. There's nothing you can do about it. So, again, these are two people who bought something that they didn't know anything about and weren't happy with the fuel economy. But for me, I knew right away. You know, to be honest with you, when I bought my 96 Chevrolet Tahoe, 4-wheel drive, I thought it was going to be worse on gas than it was. I mean, you used to get 14.5. So to me, honestly, I thought that was pretty decent. Because I had a 63 Catalina, a car, 4-door car. And it had a 350 from a Firebird with a 2-barrel carburetor. And it only got like 10 miles to the gallon. I think 11 when I changed the carburetor. One day it flooded out on me at a red light. And I went and bought a brand new carburetor to put on it, and the damn car ran better, had a little more response. I thought it was going to be slower because this new carburetor might have supplied less fuel, so I thought the car would be slower. The car was faster, it was quicker rather. And like I said, it started getting 11 miles to the gallon. But anyway, still, the 96 Tahoe got 14.5 MPG, and I was fairly happy with it. I mean, it was a 5,300 pound truck, 4-wheel drive. It was pretty fast, you know, for what it was back then. But now I was watching a video where this guy was talking about the new Dodge, you know, inline 6 twin turbo, and somebody left a comment. And before I answered the comment, I clicked on the page to see, you know, did he have any automotive videos, right? No automotive videos, only had like 2 subscribers. I don't remember his thumbnail, but it wasn't anything that would show me that this is an adult. But anyway, he says that no one can explain to him that stop-start technology is good for emissions and the environment. He just don't believe. He said it's just bullcrap. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. When stop-start first came out on whatever car it was, I don't remember, I knew right away it would 100% help the environment and save gas. So why did I know that? I always knew that. Ever since I was a freaking kid, my father always said, when you idle an engine, you're wasting fuel. Yes, you're not wasting a lot of fuel, but you still wasting fuel. Whenever you leave a car running and not doing, if the air conditioner is not on, keeping the car cool, or the heat is on to keep the car warm, you're wasting fuel, okay? So I used to work at a company delivering auto parts, and there was a white lesbian female. And white lesbian female are another group of people that you can't tell them anything, because they have this man mentality, and men usually are smart, well, usually smarter when it comes to mechanical stuff. And women are usually smart everywhere else. So when you get the man and the female mixed together, you can't tell a lesbian nothing. They know everything. But anyway, I worked for that company where we delivered auto parts. And she used to drive up and leave her company truck running. It was a Nissan Frontier when they first started calling them Frontiers, I think. But anyway, she's leaving running. And I asked her one day, why are you leaving your truck running? And she said, because it takes just as much fuel to restart the engine as it does to just leave it running. And I said, who the hell told you that? My father, he's a technician and he's this and he that. And I'm thinking, you was a freak. Your dad is an idiot if he told you that. But anyway, let me explain to y'all why. It's real simple. When the engine is running, you have a fuel pump, right? That fuel pump pumps fuel to the engine, correct? When the engine is not running, it's not pumping fuel. So when you cut an engine off, it's not burning fuel. When the engine is running, it's burning fuel. Now, the thing about it takes just as much fuel to start an engine is a lie. Fuel is not used to start an engine. Wait a minute. What the hell are you talking about, Black? Yes, it is. No, it's not. The starter is used to start an engine. The electric starter, that start the engine. Once the engine is rotating, fuel is injected. In the case of fuel injection, if it's carburetor, same thing. Once the engine starts to turn, it sucks down vacuum through the carburetor and it sucks fuel into the engine. So when the engine is not turning, it's not burning the fuel. Unless you have a bad carburetor that's leaking, or you have bad injectors that leaking, but that's a different story. So when you start an engine, the starter starts the engine in turn, and then it sucks down air and fuel, and it runs. So whenever the engine is not running, it's not burning fuel. If you have any questions, comments, leave them. Dre, y'all have a good day.